Hi, it's the 5th of July and we're here in Scotland, just outside of Edinburgh, to look at some work we've been doing on brome management. A recent survey has shown that brome is becoming an increasing problem on British farms and now pretty much affects all cereal growing areas. It's moved out of its traditional place on the headlands into the main parts of the fields in some farms, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to control. And this farm here has been operating a Mintel regime for a number of successive years now, and you can see here in the Mintel section, if we carry on doing what we're doing, then you've got a lot of brome building up in there. In contrast, where we see here on the right hand side where we've ploughed it, there is very little brome grass growing in there, and there's a very clear difference between the two blocks. So ploughing is clearly giving us a benefit for brome control. And here we are in the winter wheat block, which has been min-tilled. Really well developed brome plants, lots of tillering, and look at the weight of that seed just pulling over both the plants themselves and the crop. We wouldn't be happy with this. And you can see we've got a lot of brome grass pressure in here. Well tillered brome grasses. This particular plant has got 10 tillers on it. A lot of seeds which are changing colour now and quite mature. And we've also letting a few ryegrasses through, and there's also a few 2-row barley volunteers in here as well. So we're not going to be happy with this in a farm situation, and we're probably looking to destroy the crop. So here we are looking at the 2-row conventional variety. Again, quite an open canopy on this particular variety, letting a lot of light into the brome grasses. And you see in the plot here, you could easily imagine that the weed will be pulling the crop down as we come up to harvest. And also, this is one of the brome plants we've got here, well developed brome, a lot of seed return from this plant, and some seeds which are reaching maturity. And here we are in front of the 6-row conventional winter barley variety that we've got in the trial, and you can see again we've got a lot of well developed brome grasses above the top of the canopy here. And when we look into the crop in a similar way to the winter wheat that we've looked at already, you can see this has also got quite an open canopy. It's letting the light into the base of the crop and enabling these brome grasses to grow away and get above the crop. And then if we look at, this is a typical plant that we've pulled out of this plot here, and 7 tillers on this plant, well developed. You can see the seed, maybe slight delay in the maturity of it, but there's plenty of seed return from this. And here we are in front of the SY King's Barn. Tall variety, this one, with complex plant architecture. You look into the canopy here, you can see there's not really any light getting in there. This is going to have a lot of competitive effect on the weeds. And if you pan into the field here, you can see there's really nothing above the top of this crop. Yes, there are a few plants within the canopy here, but much fewer tillers. We've only got 2 tillers on this plant, and not so much seed. So it's not the magic bullet, but this is really doing a big step forward for you compared to the options that we've looked at previously. And here we are in the bazooka. Again, like the SY King's Barn, you can see there's very few plants above the canopy here. Again, the complex architecture and a tall variety as well. And proof of the pudding is in the eating. This is a bit of a struggle to find this plant, but I found this one. You see only 1 tiller on this one, and very little seed return here as well. And here we are in the winter wheat block, and you'll see this has been ploughed, but still quite a lot of brome building up in this plot here. Not as good as we're going to see with the winter barleys. This is the 2-row winter barley in the plough treatment. You can see that's giving us a fair level of control, just 1 or few bromes in the crop. This is the 6-row conventional variety in the ploughed section, again doing a fairly reasonable job here. looking at the hybrid barleys, and what we can see is that we've got some very high levels of control, and that all the hybrid barleys that we've got here are behaving in quite a similar way. So in summary, what we've seen is the first tactic you should deploy is to choose the right cultural control. Ploughing has done a better job than direct drilling. Next thing to think about is the crop species. We've seen that winter barley is doing a better job than winter wheat. And finally, within that, we've seen that the hybrid barleys are giving you the very best option in the winter barley portfolio. Thank you very much.